Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome to my channel. I hope you guys have had a good Christmas, and if you're like me, I'm ready to move on now, and I'm going to start with this dress form. I actually did this a couple years ago, just dressed it up with some greenery, and it just hasn't sold. And I think the main reason that it hasn't sold is because people don't necessarily have this kind of space just to add extra Christmas decor, I'm thinking. So I feel like what I did to this made it not versatile enough. So I'm just going to turn it into a shabby chic dress form. I have my coat on because I hadn't worked in a few days, and decided I needed to go to the shop to do a video. So I've had my heat turned way down, and it'll take it a minute to warm up. But anyway, I'm going to take all this off and start from scratch with this, and I'm just going to paint it the color buttercream. And to paint it, I just use a furniture brush, and this is just an old furniture brush that's not in good condition, but it'll work good for this. I'm just going to blot because I want to leave some of the brown showing. So I'm just very carefully trying to get inside this because I need to paint both the inside and outside, since the inside's going to show so much. But I'm just blotting, and that gives it a good look. It will show some of the brown through it and make it look distressed. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this polyacrylic by Minwax, and I just brushed on that coat and to seal this chalk paint, and that's all that I did to that. Now I'm going to take some strips of fabric and some strips of lace, and I've ripped most of these, but obviously the lace has to be cut usually. So I haven't really measured these. I'm just tying them on, and I don't want them to be exactly the same length. So some I'll leave one side shorter than the other, and then in the end I'll kind of trim up the bottom to make it somewhat uniform. But I'm just tying different strips of fabric here, and I'm doing some white, some more of a off-white, and then some in a light pink, because the area that I want to use this in, I'm decorating with some pinks. So I'm not going to put a lot on this. I'm just going to give it a shabby chic look, and all of this can be removed if someone doesn't actually want this. But like I said, I'm just tying these strips of fabric on, and not doing full coverage, just making sure that I distribute them somewhat where most of it is covered. Now I could attach these at the bottom also, but I just kind of want to leave it flowy. And if I attached it at the bottom, I would have to leave it longer and let some hang down anyway, but I'm just kind of letting it be flowy. And like I said, just tying it on here. And I'm not even tying a double knot. I'm just tying a single knot here. Because like I said, I want it to be very easy if someone decides to remove this. So once I'm happy with the amount that I have on it, then I'm going to take a wide piece of lace and tie it as a waistband around the center. And then I'll just tie that back in a bow, and because I'm going to be dressing up the front of it. I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a video, and I've just been really busy with Christmas, but I'm happy to be back to my videos. So now to dress up the front of this waistband, I'm just going to take some of the laces and fabrics that I'm using and make a few flowers. And I'm twisting this if you've seen me long, you know that I do these shabby bows a lot. But this one I'm purposely doing it really loose because I want it to be more wispy and I want it to be larger. So I started with a wider piece of fabric, and like I said, I'm just going to keep it real loose. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to add more glue and just kind of work with it to get it secure. But like I said, I just don't want to make it too tight because I feel like in this case it needs to be more, have more dimension to it. But like I said, I'm just going to do a few of these, and I'm going to alter the size of them. And I'm going to do different fabrics for these also. But once I get these made and attach them, I'm just actually making them right onto my waistband. But once I get these made, then I'm going to start adding some little embellishments. And I'm just using some little pearl accents. And I'm going to fill in around that just to dress that center up a little bit more. So my next video that I'm going to do is I'm going to dress up some bottles. So I'm hoping I can get that finished in time to post it tomorrow. But like I said, I'm just going to be doing some bottles in the Shabby Chic style. And because I'm trying to fill in some of my areas, because today, while I was doing this, my husband was taking the Christmas decor and packing it away. So I'm going to have all these empty places that I'm going to have to get to work on. So I'm hoping to get some videos and also get the store back in shape. And those of you who have booths or stores, you know what I'm talking about. I like this time of year because I just like to clean after Christmas and kind of give everything a fresh look. But it can be overwhelming because it does take a lot of work to get it back in shape. The good thing, though, is this is my slowest time of year. I wanted to show these brushes because I've had several viewers ask me about these, and they're actually makeup brushes, but it's what I use for my stenciling when I'm stenciling with ink, and these are perfect for that. And I bought the first one, that rose gold one, I got at Five Below, and it's just a makeup brush. And these I actually bought these in a set on Amazon, and these are not very expensive at all. So if you're gonna search it in Amazon, then I would just say scrapbooking stencil brushes, and that brought it up for me when I searched them that way. So I thrifted this little bucket, and as you can see, I just took the handle off. It'll make it a lot easier for me to paint it. And I'm going to give this 2 coats of the color Sandbar, and Sandbar is a Dixie Belle color. I use Dixie Belle because that's what I sell in my store, but I actually like most chalk paints, and it's just a matter of what kind you like the color in, and or what you can find on sale even. But I'm going to decoupage on this bucket with this napkin. And this napkin, I think I was given this one. I think this is one that my friend Frankie brought. She brought me several, and I think she said she bought a lot of hers on Amazon. So I always look up decoupage napkins. Just be careful when you're buying napkins for decoupage online, because many times you'll think you're buying a whole pack and you're actually just buying just a few, and sometimes even just one. So just make sure that you always watch your quantity when you're purchasing napkins. But the reason I get these given to me is because maybe a crafter is buying them, and they come in a whole pack, and they have a hard time figuring out what to do with the whole pack. So this is a really good thing for us crafters to share with each other. And I do the same for some of them. I'll go through mine and give away the ones that I don't use a lot. So that would actually be fun to organize a swap party for crafters to swap napkins and things like that you get in a larger quantity that maybe you can't use them all. So if you know some crafters, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea. So what I didn't manage to get on film here is I took some of my script stamps, and if you search Amazon for script stamps, they're all over the place, and I don't know what the brand was that I used, but just any script that you like the look of. And like I said, if you search script stamps, craft stamps, or script rubber stamps, then there's just a lot to choose from, and they're not very expensive at all. And I painted this little handle in the color soft pink, and that's a Dixie Belle color also. Most of the colors I use will be. And but I wanted to warm that color up, so I used some brown wax on that, and I'm just using actually a Krylon brown wax. I do sell Dixie Belle in my store, and I do have Dixie Belle in that I use, but I had this Krylon also and just wanted to use it. I do like the color of it. I thrifted this other box, and I do like the color, but I wanted to lighten it up. But I also want to keep it with that rustic look. So I just did a very light coat, kept my strokes in the same direction, and purposely let some of the wood show through because I just really liked the look of that. So I liked it so much, actually, that when this dried, I went back and did some distressing on it when I got all my decoupage done. So I just used some sandpaper and went back over that to even bring more of that wood through. And now I'm using this rice paper. And I ordered this from Amazon also. Again, when you search rice papers, especially floral rice paper, actually, if you just search rice paper, it will bring up just plain rice paper. But if you search decoupage rice paper and then maybe add roses, then you'll find this very easily, and you'll find a lot of different papers. And rice paper, if you've never decoupaged with it, I love decoupaging with rice paper. As you can see, it's very fibrous here, so it's a little harder to tear, but I like the look of that also on the edges, so I tear it rather than cut it because I just really like the way that looks. And I know that you can take a paintbrush and wet your paper and tear it easier, but I don't think that works so good on the rice paper, or it hasn't for me anyway. So the best thing I can do to the best luck that I have is just using a ruler and tearing it that way. So now I'm just decoupaging some of this on the front and the back, and I'm sorry I'm out of frame here. But I just decoupaged one of these images on the front and one on the back. And then I also used my script stamp on this and just kind of randomly placed some of the script on this because this is all going in the same vignette, so I wanted it to have kind of the same look. And then another thing that I didn't get on film was I took my IOD Kindest Regard stamp. And that's one, if you've watched me long, you know I use it a lot. It's a large script. And I stamped that on the inside, just a couple places on the inside. That way the inside will be dressed up also. And then it's dried, and here I am and doing some extra sanding. And actually at this point I haven't added my script stamp, but I do go back and add some script on the outside, and then like I said, I use my Kindest Regard stamp and stamp the inside. And I don't worry about getting it exact because I just kind of want to add some here and there. So now that I have this finished, I'm taking some of my polyacrylic in a matte finish, and I'm just brushing on one coat of it just to seal this chalk paint. And then, like I said, after this dries, then I go back and add all of my script. And then the next item that I did was my daughter cleaned out her room, and she had this pillow, and it didn't have this lace wrapped around it here. It was just kind of plain like this. So all I did was just tie this lace around the center and add a couple of my Shabby roses over that. And this is completely removable. You can slide it right off, as you can see. But I just took this plain pillow and dressed it up a little bit. And now it has more of a shabby chic look. So like I said, when I came into the shop today, I wanted to make this video. But I also worked on filling in some of the areas that were empty after my husband packed away the Christmas. So I'm going to show just a little bit of that. And I still don't have those areas finished, but I did get a good start on it today. And then, like I said, I've got so many areas that I need to be working on. But I just thought if I could get some of them just somewhat ready, then I won't feel so overwhelmed when we open it. I think we're going to open back tomorrow, and I am definitely ready for that. Again, we're not usually busy this time of year. Later in January and into February, for some reason I sell a lot of furniture, so I'm going to be adding some small pieces in to some of my flips. And I'll still leave out some of my winter decor, but I don't sell a whole lot this time of year. I don't think it's a problem to have it out still, but I don't do a lot of selling of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless you and your family.